Okay, so we're back because another really cool thing just happened. So, Emil, you were telling me that you've basically set up almost every SSO based system to also use the entry ID, like Zoom, for example, right? So,
Yep.
I can hit sign in
Mhm.
here, and instead of needing a password here, let's go ahead and give it a try. It asks me for entry. So, great. I will allow entry, and let's see if it can verify me. So, I'm going to look. I'm going to look again. And I'm in. That's awesome. Really cool. And then also, you were saying, Emil, that you have a white
Mhm.
paper. Where is this white
Yeah.
paper on the actual auth? Can I find this if I go to?
Yes, it's actually on the website. Turns out that if you go to getexec.com.
All right, let's take a look because I think the first question that I would have if I was looking at this is I would
Mhm.
say, well, how good is this? How good is the actual tech here?
Mhm.
And you had mentioned that you have a white paper. So
There is top left.
top left, this one here.
Yep.
So let me just click on this white paper and let's just take a look at it together for a second. So one thing that you were telling me was that there is like a best in class level of
Mhm.
scoring. So maybe we can just talk about that for a
Yep.
second. Tell me, there's a
Yes.
specific spot here that I should look.
Uh, yeah. Well, it's in metrics and
Mm.
results. Well, sort of 30-second kind of to set the problem space. The reason why people today can use iPhones but cannot use the same sort of passwordless experience on any other device is due to fundamental vulnerability of using a regular webcam to identify someone's face. Because challenge is you need to use 2D input sensor to
Mm-hmm.
identify 3D object.
Mm-hmm.
That's why iPhone uses infrared sensor to solve this problem. Now, the because of that, there's like 1,001 way how you can spoof the system. You can put a
Mm-hmm.
deep fake, you can put like a replay video of me, or you can use mask or even still
Mm-hmm.
image and stuff. So in order to this class of problem is called anti-spoofing for face recognition, and industry developed this state-of-the-art benchmark that everyone is trying to measure against.
That's
And we
these.
listed them
That's
there.
these here. These
That's
scores
right.
here. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so the lower the number, the better.
Mm-hmm.
These are, by the way, results from back in April or May. We will be updating them soon. But basically, against very common top benchmarks that's out there, entry outperform quite significantly.
Right. By like a factor
And
of almost five here. So you're basically
yeah,
almost 5x better than the state of the art metric for this specific benchmark.
yeah, yep, yep,
What does that
yep.
mean in terms of like
And
real
we
world
continuously improve it.
usage?
We sort of it's.
Sorry.
Mhm.
What?
Well, that yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that means that it's for real world usage for end users. So you mean for kind of
Yeah,
from a
like
security standpoint?
if I'm gonna set this up, how much can I really trust
Mhm.
it as a user? Like, how would you answer that question? So you've got the kind of like impressive numbers here, but does it mean like 1 out of 100, or 1 out of 1,000, or 1 out of 10,000, or 1 out of 10 million, or whatever times someone's gonna be able to
Mhm.
compromise it, or kind of like I guess I'm really wondering on a relative basis to passwords, where it's a very known
Yeah.
quantity in terms of like how often
Mhm.
we're seeing all these huge companies have password breaches. I know that if I go to like, have I been pawned, like I actually see all the places where my passwords have been breached. So as compared to
Yeah.
that, how much more secure is this system?
Yeah, it's really hard to steal your face, basically.
Yeah.
Um, it's easy to steal your password. You can take it with you, but you cannot really take someone else's face with you, and unless they're forced to,
Hmm. Right, right.
to do it. Um,
Yep.
the best proxy we came up to communicate the difference is there's a one in a like every one in a 1.5 million chance of
Mm.
a random person being able to unlock entry, uh, given that they can perform the attack from the same device, from the same network, same IP
Mm.
address, sort of Tom Cruise type Mission Impossible attack,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm. So they would have
Yeah.
to basically be on all of the other trusted systems, and they would have to be able to
Yes.
spoof the face versus just
Yes.
stealing a password.
That's right. That's
Okay,
right. So,
cool.
by the way, we are currently entering to Type 2 compliance. We have a bunch of certificates, security stuff. So if you people who are concerned with those kind of stuff, we kind of have it ready to go. So yeah,
Great.
you're welcome to use us.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the info. It's a really, I think, just as a magical experience as a user to not have to go find and then type in a password. Like, just from a convenience perspective alone, it was really great. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Okay. All right. Awesome.